Hi there. Not just the first time I've done one of these type of videos. I just wanted to say that I think that it's absolutely abhorrent how some people treat people that have any kind of depression, bipolar like myself, or other depression, as like they don't have anything wrong with them. It's absolutely, it hurts. It does, because they can't speak about what they don't know, and then they seriously don't know. I've been off work for the last 4 months. It's been a really rough time. I'm still having a rough time, and back at work part-time. I'm going to be full-time by the end of or middle of September, but it's a struggle, and it's a struggle every day, and every day, multiple times a day, I have to say, yes, I want to live. I'm not looking for people to feel sorry for me. I'm not going to cry. I wouldn't think so anyway. But seriously, like, unless you've been there, you really don't know. To have those thoughts with you all the time, whether you're awake, whether you're asleep, trying to get to sleep, and the thoughts keep rolling around in your head, and you have kind of like a conversation or argument between one side of your head and the other side of your head, but they're both in your head, so you can't concentrate on absolutely anything other than that. Makes it hard to work. Makes it hard to get better. I'm very disappointed in a few things. In my 4 months that I was off, I reached out to my medical practitioner psychiatrist, reached out to him as to what to do, because I wasn't understanding people at work. I was understanding everything was kind of gibberish, and it was very scary for me at the time, and I thought, I need to talk to someone. So he, goes through my drugs and says, okay, well, what we're going to do is we're going to increase this drug here and see what that does. Okay. And in the meantime, he's put me off work, and I'm going, okay, so we tried this drug, and it's like, everything's still there. It's still just as bad. And I know it's there because in order for me to get away from it, I have to do some stuff that I don't like doing. And but it keeps my mind clear. It's the only thing that clears my mind. Causing myself some kind of pain or whatever. And I feel like like people think like I'm a 14-year-old girl. I don't know why. Drama queen, maybe. I don't think so. But anyways, so he didn't even offer to get me any counseling at all. I went, okay. So my company, the people that handle their benefits and stuff, contacted me, and they were surprised that my doctor hasn't requested me to take any counseling. I went, yeah, well, I see him again in 3 months or 2 months, and she says, well, that's not very good. And I agreed. So I'm forcing appointments on this guy. Got to see this, got to make an appointment next week, that sort of thing. And 10 years ago, I wouldn't have even had the energy to do that. So I've been through this before, and the second time is not necessarily easier, but I'm kind of used to it. Okay. And so anyway, it turns out I ended up talking to a central intake, Saskatoon Health Region, an hour-and-a-half interview, at which point she told me that I was suffering from something called a dissociative identity disorder, and she planted all these fears in my head, and then she shared that information with my psychiatrist, and he, when I met with him next time, he says, absolutely not, you do not have that. And that's where that ended. Again, no therapy. So more time passes, struggling through to get it through every freaking day, and it's just the same thing over and over and over again. And with no relief in sight. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm never going back to work, because I can't function on an hourly basis, let alone 8 hours at work. Anyways, so finally, would have been just my third week. I'll have seen a therapist for the third time starting tomorrow, and she's been not too bad. And she's asking me the same questions that everybody else asks as well, and she's a little bit very Christian for me. And the reason why I say that is because I don't think she, on a personal level, understands what's like to be, or what it is, what Wicca is, or what paganism is, or what, I'm still Catholic too, so it's a little bit weird. Anyway, so she doesn't quite understand that, but she's kind of shocked by certain things I say, and I go, well, you want to hear what's in my head, so this is what's in my head, Anyways, I'm hoping that will go good. I've got at least till September 11th, so maybe I can hit 2 to 3 more sessions with her before I get booted out of there and have to find a therapist. I think I should see one again yet, because I'm not 100% ready to be at work. I'm there because I need the money, and that's sad again. I'm not blaming my company. They're all like this, okay? So what you do is you get sick, we'll say mentally sick, and you can't work. So they pay you, your full wage for a month, and then after that they say, oh, you're still on disability, so we're going to take away 30% of your income. And I'm thinking, okay, that's exactly what I need. I need to have someone take away 30% of my income, which is not going to help my mental well-being at all. So I think that's bunk. That should be, no matter where you work for, the government, the federal government should kick in and make up the difference, or you should be able to get it from CPP or whatever, because having money pressure, in addition to having pressures of whether or not you're choosing to live every hour of every day, is just too much, way too much. So I'm forced to go back to work, and then when I go back to work and I'm not ready, I have to be cognizant of everything I do. I've got some reactions to the medications I'm taking, or side effects, if you want to call them, like unwanted hand movements, or I get the shakes, or I walk funny. I mean, there's all sorts of stuff that comes and goes, and it's like I can't control that because I need these medications to get better. I'm frustrated, and like I say, I'm not crying today, no, because I think I can do it, but it's me that's doing it. I have to do the whole thing. If I had something, I won't say cancer's not a good one, because, well, they're both okay. If I have some physical sickness, I don't go to the doctor and say, okay, thank you, and then go home and try to figure out ways to cope with that sickness without talking to anybody. And yet, when it comes to mental illness, that's what they do. And I'm going, for crap's sakes, I said, somebody's dropping the ball here, and it ain't me, because I'm telling you everything that I'm hearing, everything that I'm doing, and you're supposed to say, oh, okay, well, you know what, maybe we should meet twice a week. I mean, come on. The last time this happened, over 2001, 2002, I saw a psychologist, which I paid for the first while anyway, and twice a week, I think, for months. I was off work, but he was helping me through this, and he really did help me through the last time. What I learned from the last time, I'm trying to apply to this time. The big difference is that I'm on medications now that I'm used to, and I should be doing better than I am. So that's got me really worried. But that said, every day is a new day, and tomorrow I'm off. So I'll do the same thing I normally do, try to get to bed, by 10 o'clock, and hopefully not still be awake till 3 in the morning like I have been, and then going to work for 7, leaving at 7:15 in the morning, starts my day off on the wrong side. So someone with what I've got needs their sleep, and if you don't have the sleep, then all sorts of things start going wrong. So sleep is the number one thing, but I don't want to sleep all day, every day, and I didn't when I was sick. Some days, yes, some days I did not get up for like 12, 13 hours because I just didn't have the energy to crawl out of bed. Or, I got thoughts in my head, so I turn around on the other side. Turn around the other side of my bed and try to go back to sleep. And sometimes I could, and sometimes I couldn't. Sometimes, I'm up till 4 in the morning, sometimes up till 7 in the morning. Seen a couple sunrises when I really don't want to. Feeling awful during the whole time because I'm freaking tired. My head's spinning around doing all sorts of weird stuff. And people in the neighborhood think I'm weird. Okay, so now I'm the neighborhood weirdo, and it's like, whatever. I mean, I was upset the other day because I finally got my voice back. So here it is, 1 o'clock in the morning. This is something that logical people do, right? I can't sleep. It's hot in my apartment, so I'm going to go for a walk. So I pop my headphones on, crank the music up, and I go for a 2-block walk. I stop in a place in a commercial area, and I'm listening to music, and I'm bopping to the music, and I start singing. 10, 20 minutes later, the cops are there. And he says to me, are you singing? And I went, yeah, I was, yeah. And he goes, why? I went, because I'm listening to music. He says, what are you listening to? And I laughed and went, don't stand so close to me by the police. Anyway, and there's some humor there. But anyway, so and he says, well, there's nothing wrong with you going for a walk at 1 in the morning, or smoking here on private property, but you can't sing. And I went, really? I said, singing is therapy for me. But anyway, so I was totally embarrassed. Anyway, and I said to him, same thing. So I went home and tried to go to sleep and stuff. So anyways, the thing is that that's another thing. So another outlet that I have. I wasn't singing in any area that's close to any buildings. It makes sense. It's next to Dairy Queen there, almost on 8th Street. So, someone called and said, oh, there's this weirdo over there, he's drunk and singing in the parking lot. And that's not exactly what was happening, because I was not drunk. Obviously, I don't drink, so if I was drinking, I'd be real crazy. Anyway, I don't know, I'm talking way too much, and one side of my head is saying, shut the hell up. So, I'll listen to this time, and I'll say, yeah, I'm going to shut the hell up. But just so you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You don't get over a mental illness in a day. In fact, when it's what I've got, it's a chronic thing, and you just manage it on a day-to-day basis and hope that you're strong enough to make it through each hour of every day, and never give in to the times when one half of your head says, you got to do this, and I'm like, no. So, this is real struggles, and then when that gets too loud, then I got to find some other avenue to get my mind clear, and that's also not a good way to cope either. And it's not alcohol, not drugs. So, anyways, that's it. I've talked way too long, and I hope this doesn't embarrass me tomorrow. I'm going to talk to you later. Bye-bye.